and welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a recipe for beef chili enchiladas. Now, this is something you may have had at a Tex-Mex restaurant and you expect it to be that sort of curled around tortilla filled with a stuffing and then covered in chili gravy. Well, this is more of a family style version. It sort of resembles lasagna, and we're going to show you with the ingredients. So we're going to start with some beef chili. We're going to be using some corn tortillas and some melting cheese. We're just using Monterey Jack cheese for this, so whatever melting cheese you like. So we're going to start off with some beef chili. So we have a recipe for beef chili on the channel already. I will put a link in the description below and a card as well. And next thing is we're going to start preparing. So we're just going to get this little casserole dish. This is a sort of a smaller version of it. You can make this whatever size you like. And we're going to cut these so that they fit a little better into our dish. So we're just going to get these into the right shape. And the bottom layer there is going to be, that's it. That's all you need to do for the layers. Now because this dish sort of flares up a little bit, the next two are going to be, we're cutting a little different size of piece off because they need to be different sizes. So next thing is going to be a layer of our chili. So you want to sort of mash it a little bit. You want to break it up so that the beef sort of pulls apart. If you've done your chili for a good long time, that beef will be extremely tender. This should be pretty easy. You can also pull it a little bit in a bowl beforehand if you would prefer to do it that way. Corn tortillas should not really fall apart under this sort of stress, so they should be fine. Once you have a layer done, we're going to add another layer of tortilla. And we prefer the corn tortilla for this. The flour tortilla doesn't come out quite as nice. It comes a little mushy, or depending on the type of flour tortilla you get, can actually be a little tougher and harder to cut. So we're going to add our next layer. And this time we are going to add a little bit of cheese, just in the middle for a little bit of interest. Don't cut yourself on your knife while you're shredding your cheese. So there we go. So we're just going to take that lump of Monterey Jack. We're going to shred all of it. We're just going to grate it all. And in this middle layer, we're just going to add a little bit in the middle layer, as I said, just for a little bit of interest. And just a little sprinkle in there. And then another layer of your chili. It's just going to go on top of that. And then one last layer of the tortillas. And then the top layer of chili, we're going to make this a little bit thinner. We do want to make sure it just still covers everything, but it's going to be a little bit thinner layer. And then once you've got that all spread out on there, you've got it pretty even, covering up any little gaps you have on there. We're going to put the rest of the melting cheese on top. So the rest of our Monterey Jack is just going to get sprinkled on top. You don't want too much to be on the outside of your casserole container. So try and keep it as much contained as possible. And then once you've got that set, it's just going to go into your preheated oven. Cooking times are all going to be in the description below, and once it's done, you can see it's going to look a little bit like this. Now, again, you can use any kind of cheese you like. If you want something that'll brown a little bit better, then you can obviously replace the Monterey Jack with whatever you prefer. This works very well for us and gives us this really nice texture on top, nice and bubbly, a little bit crispy as well. And now this is a fairly small, as I said, this is sort of a small version of this. You can definitely scale this up. And there you go. And this is very much like a Tex-Mex. We use the Texan-style chili for this, so it's a very Tex-Mex sort of dish with the corn tortillas, I apologize, and the Monterey Jack cheese on top. This is, again, sort of a family-style version of this as opposed to the single serving that you would get at a Tex-Mex restaurant. but it's really, really delicious. Very, very easy to do once you have that chili done, and really fantastic as a dinner. So if you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.